Hi, this is Zach with the US stock highlights here on Share Talk for Monday, the 29th of March. Starting off with Fly Leasing, where we've had a massive gap to the upside here through the old March peak, which was at $14.90, and while we're above that, looking towards an October resistance line projection, currently promising us a target as high as $23, hopefully as soon as the end of next month. You want to tighten that stop loss a little bit, maybe can creep up to around the $15.20 area, which is the level of that broken August price channel, the top of that, and that may come in as new support ahead of the old peak of $14.90, but that is quibbling a little bit given the current setup. Moving on to a stock which I was rather cynical about a few weeks and months back, Hall of Fame Resort and Entertainment. That was on the basis, I suppose, it seemed like the end of the pandemic was a long way away. That may still be the case, but at least for the shares, we've had an inside day breakout, and the message is that while we're above Friday's intraday low at $4.91, we should see higher prices over the next few weeks. The top of the channel there from back in September, promising us a target as high as at $8.30 as soon as the end of April. So let's see if that pans out as it should. One of today's biggest rises is HGEN, which is a new face for this particular show. Here we've got the aftermath of a bear trap gap reversal. So we bear trap below the initial March support there. That was around $14. Went down towards 12 and then gapped up through the 250-day moving averages. Current view is that at least while there's no end-of-day close back below that last March peak at $18.66, we should be looking towards the top of a rising trend channel with a rather large target actually here, the top of that channel heading towards as high as $45, and that could be seen as soon as the end of May. If you're cautious on the situation, you want to see more evidence of a potential move to the upside, maybe wait for an end-of-day close back above the late February peak at $24.64 before considering that the upside is very much on its way. Moving along to another rare item as far as this particular sweep of stocks is concerned. Here we've got Lmp Automotive, and looks like we're just breaking this line of resistance from January. Also trying to break the 200-day moving average at $19.83, and really want to see an end-of-day close above that and the January line to then bring the top of the channel from back in August and its resistance line projection at $35 into focus over the next 2 to 3 months, maybe by the end of May, if we can close above the 200-day moving average comprehensively or properly this week. Moving along to another stock, which is again a relative rarity. We don't have any of the famous names in the selection today. Here we've got Mayor Telemanagement Solutions. Let's spit that out. Here we've got a rising trend channel on the daily chart that's been in place since the end of October. And the view is that while there's no breakback below Friday's intraday high at $3.20, we could hit the top of that channel at $4.50 over the next 2 to 4 weeks. That should be a reasonable setup in terms of the bull argument. On to another stock which is a rarity. Here we're looking at Miniso Group. Here you can see that there's been a bear trap from below that rather obscure October trend line there, but the main highlight here, the break of that February resistance line there, that was running around the $23 level, and while we're above that on an end-of-day close basis, looking towards the 50-day moving average of $28 as soon as the end of next month. Stock which has been probably the most common one to appear on this particular sweep is the 9 Limited. Here we've had quite a pullback from the best levels of last month, quite painful really, I suppose, down to $30. But the view here is that at least while we're above the low of Thursday at $29 on an end-of-day close basis, we could retest the March peak through $60 by the end of next month. Clearly, if you want more evidence of a break to the upside being on its way, you'd wait for a proper end-of-day close above the 50-day moving average, currently rising at $37.70. If we can get that early this week, then we should be able to pencil in $60 as soon as the end of next month. Another fresh face to take a look at now is Recon Technology. Here we've got a massive move to the upside, and the idea is that while there's no end of day close back below the Thursday peak, that was at $7.13, we should see further significant upside, and that could be towards that resistance line there from back in early June last year at $12, and that target may be on the cards for the end of April. Moving along to another contender, which is a new one, RLX Technology. Here you can see that looks like a bit of a train crash in terms of the price action that we've had over recent weeks, but the good news is that with the lower lows for March, we've actually had higher RSI support. That bullish divergence could actually catapult the shares higher and give them a meeting with the top of that falling channel from the end of January through $17.50 by the end of next month. Stop loss here, probably the tightest you could manage, is an end of day close back below the high of Friday at $9.45, so above $9.45, looking towards $17 plus over the next month on RLX Technology. Just a couple of stocks to go now. First one is one that is again a new name, SALM Media Group. Here we've been in a rising trend channel above the 50-day moving average at $2.50 for quite a while, but at least while we're above the 50-day line, looking towards the top of the channel at $4.50 as soon as the end of next month. Finishing off with a stock which could be the best both in terms of the name, sea change, it's a trend change as well, and also the price action that we see here. So basically triple support there towards $1 and breaking through the February peak, last month's peak at $1.58, while we're above that on an end of day close basis, looking towards $2.75 by the end of next month. And the way things are going, it could be actually quite a bit sooner for Sea Change International. That's it from me today. More updates tomorrow.